right, cadets, welcome to the second broadcast of General Howitzer's Big Monster Briefing Room. I'm General Lemuel T. Howitzer, retired from the Big Monster Division of the Pentagon. We explained all that last week. If you did not see last week's first episode, which we discussed the training film Day of the Triffids from 1962, a very old training film, and as is today's, that would explain what we are doing here. And basically, we have live discussions about these training films, which help us to find out how we can dispatch monsters when we come across them. Next week, we are planning to talk zombies, atomic age zombies, The Walking Dead, by discussing the training film, the original Night of the Living Dead from 1968. George Romero, Pittsburgh, John Russo, the whole nine yards. So, and again, how that changed zombies as we know them. So, hello there, Kenny. Welcome. And today, our training film is called Godzilla versus the Sea Monster. The sea monster being Ebera. Some people say Ibera. I say Ebera. Let's call the whole thing off. Next to me here is... but she
I'm sorry, I had to get in my
Yonkers.
accent. I had to get into my accent. The way that I remember how I'm supposed to talk is I say, I'll call you later. So I went off screen. I said, I'll call you later. And I'm trying to get it. I'm Major Millie Hazzard, and we're here.
Yes, this is Major Millie Hazzard.
I'm a little disheveled today.
You were supposed to salute me first, but that's okay.
Well,
I'm retired.
you didn't really give me, you didn't give me the option there, General, but it's all right. It's okay.
You had every opportunity.
I'm a little disheveled.
I'll train you. Don't worry, I'll train you.
Well, this is the Big Monster, briefing room. So, of course, you're going to train me. I want to tell everyone why I'm disheveled. Millie likes to always be very disheveled, but today I'm a little disheveled.
Yes, usually you're shoveled.
I'm so much more disheveled than usual. Now I am disheveled. We have disheveled us. I want to say shout out to my girl Bathsheba. She's in the audience. To Kenny Howes. He's a famous musician. Welcome, Kenny. We got Dennis DeFlamiri here. I can never say his last name, but he's an awesome artist and he does cool stuff all the time. We got Jay Link here, who's a dream maker. He's the rainmaker. Everybody loves Jay Link. You know what I mean? Personal friend of mine. We got Charlie Thompson. He puts us in his pocket while he chops wood. Charlie Thompson puts us in his pocket. He chops some wood. He goes walking for 18,000 miles a day. He's a trooper, I'll tell you. So, that's who's in the audience right now. But, they're still coming in. And we're going to learn about Godzilla today. I've always been a big fan of Godzilla.
Right.
I love everything about Godzilla.
The Big G, as I call him, Godzilla. One of the toughest kaiju, which is the Japanese word for giant monster, that I've ever encountered. And it's very difficult to kill Godzilla. All right, very, very difficult. But not only Godzilla in that training film, but also Mothra and Ebera, a giant lobster, and even a giant condor thrown in for good measure.
Mothra to me, it really resonates because I got a friend who's really afraid of moths. And so if I send this to my friend, he's going to be really afraid. He doesn't like being the moth. One time a moth went up his nose and had powder in his nose. It was a big deal, But if it was Mothra going up
powder in the nose, huh?
It's a big deal, This Mothra is kind of scary, but
Party
I kind of
moth.
think Mothra. Yeah, you get a little party moth, but I also think Mothra's kind of cute. Kind of a little crush on Mothra, to be honest with you. I know that's kind of weird,
Yeah, women seem to like Mothra for some reason, and I'm going to weigh in on that Mothra thing a little later on when we start the timeline and start talking about the actual training film. So there's Jay Link. How you doing, sir? Good to see you. My name's General Lemuel T. Howitzer. Again, for those of you who have come in a few minutes late. We almost started late, had a little technical difficulty at the very beginning there, but we're here. And again, today we're going to talk about Godzilla versus the Sea Monster from 1966.
That's why I look all disheveled because we were having technical difficulties. I had to battle all the tech gremlins. Those tech gremlins, they're big monsters. We should do a whole show on the big monsters and tech gremlins. We'd have $1 million.
We'll mark that down. Do a show on tech gremlins.
Oh, yeah, we got to do a whole show about that. And John Michael Urbano, I love this guy. He's an actor, a musician. He said, I think Gamera has some great opponents. I think that's true, actually.
We will be talking Gamera in the near future. Bathsheba's here, I see. John Michael Urbano. We got a great crowd watching. That's great.
I love Hal Aaron Cohen.
And again, we hope that you will weigh in on some of the things that we say about this training film and how you would kill a giant monster such as Godzilla or Mothra or Ebirah.
But do we have to kill Godzilla?
The horror
because
of the deep.
I feel like Godzilla has a lot of goodwill. I don't know if we want to be killing Godzilla.
Yeah, well, I see again later on in the films they kind of made him, in the what we call a Showa series, which was the Godzilla movies up to 1975-ish. They started to make him a kind of a good guy, like he was helping humanity. But the fact of the matter is, he is just a destructive force of nature. Okay.
I feel like he's misunderstood.
Period.
I feel like he's misunderstood. He needs a little counseling. Might need a little bit of medication.
So even if he's battling another monster because he's a monster and he wants to be the best monster, the king of the monsters. He's still wrecking cities and killing people and puppies and kitties and everything. So I don't have much heart there for this giant atomic breathing lizard. So we're going to get into the timeline now for Godzilla versus the Sea Monster, a.k.a. Ebirah, Horror of the Deep. I've watched it in English, and I've watched it in its original language, Japanese. The Japanese version is a better training film, I think. All right. This training film wastes a lot of time with character exposition in the beginning of the movie. It doesn't really get started until about 15 minutes in the movie. Just saying. Ebirah will attack sea vessels near a certain island. And here we have the picture of that. And next picture, please. Millie is running our slideshow.
I'm sorry. I'm all discombobulated from the tech gremlins. Let me see if I can get back on it here. I'm sorry, General.
All right.
I'm so sorry, General.
Again, the slideshow is in order. It should be.
We don't want to do that one.
Well, there's my notes.
We don't want to do that one, General. That's proprietary information. I would never do that to you.
That's top secret. If they saw that, I'd have to kill them. Hey, what are you doing
there.
with Rory
Oh,
Penland's
no, it's all there.
feed?
Oh, no.
That's another show.
That's another show. I gotta remove it first.
His birthday's coming up.
We got tech gremlins everywhere.
Just
respond to some of the comments, General, while I get the tech gremlins banished, okay?
All right. What I was going to say about that next slide was that you have to coat your boat with an anti-giant lobster repellent, which can be made from grinding indigenous yellow fruit from that said island that Ebirah seems to be close to. Now, there it is. There's the boat that belongs to the Red Bamboo Army, which is also on that island. And you would think that having that indigenous fruit on the island would probably repel Ebirah from that island. But no, that's not the case here. That kind of doesn't make any sense. But hey, there it is. Also on this island, we have these people that were in this boat. There they are. Their boat was wrecked, of course, by Ebirah because there was no yellow liquid on their boat. So now they're stranded here on this island, and they're about to find out that the island is run by an evil army, and the Green Hornets car, evil army, the Red Bamboo Army. We really don't find out in this film what the hell the Red Bamboo Army is fighting for or against, but there it is. They're bad guys. They're after our heroes that are on the island, and they really don't like anything except Ebirah.
I want to tell you that I think we do know what they're fighting for. They're just fighting for anything that is bad. I mean, I
guess they're terrorists.
They're actually kind of just trying to mess things up a little bit. They just get a little wonky. They get a little upset, and so they kind of just do the opposite of what we would want them to do. They're a little wonky. We can't trust them. We can trust them, but we can trust them to do the wrong thing. They're just typical bad guys. You know what I mean?
That's a Rory Penland word. You hang out with him way too much.
Well, I love that guy. And what can I say? Rory Penland's the guy. I love that guy. You're not going to stop me, General. You're not going to stop me.
Speaking of boats, evidently there are Polynesian boats all along the beach on this island because these two guys are running to escape, and boom, there's a boat right there. So that's kind of nice. So a nice little catamaran there waiting for them. But it doesn't have yellow fluid on it. So we get our first real good shot of Ebirah.
Oh, I just love this shot. This is so Ebirah. This is everything Ebirah you could ever want. I mean, this is exactly the essence of Ebirah.
That's 21 minutes into the training film.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically a lobster.
He's a lobster.
I don't know if you like lobster, Roy, but I'm sorry. I don't know if you like General. I'm so sorry. I hang out with Rory so much. Sometimes I get y'all mixed up. I don't know why.
You're
But what I
getting
was
wonky on me here.
I'm getting wonky. There's too much tech gremlins. There's too much discombobulation. What can I say, General? All I want to say is, do you like lobster? Because I've had Maine lobster before, and I'm telling you, I could eat this thing. I could eat this thing in one sitting. It looks good. I salivate every time I look at this guy.
Well, I actually, we have been working on, or I should say, the Big Monster Institute at the Pentagon is working on giant butter bazookas, hot butter bazookas, to take care of this crustaceous giant lobsterus, as I like to call it. That's the scientific. You should have known that. You're the science officer. Cretaceous giant lobsterus.
I am the science officer, and it's definitely a crustacean, and it's the most tasty crustacean.
What's weird about this training film is that everybody, including the guys that were just stranded on the island, seem to understand and know that they call this thing Ebra. They're calling it Ebra, even though they've never seen it before. This girl here, played by Kumi Mizuno, I could watch her all day long. She proves that the Red Bamboo Army isn't very effective in searching their prisoners because she's got a knife. She was able to somehow hide a knife there and pulls it out. So she was able not only to escape, but pull out a knife. So the Red Bamboo soldiers, not very effective, not very good at doing what they do. They also leave swords lying around the island. Our heroes find a sword and pick it up. So, but they do have drone balloon cameras. So if you, like these people, are seen by a drone balloon camera on an island full of hostile terrorists that are looking for you, here's what you do. You gotta go around the rocky area of the island and find some caves. Find a cave to hide in. That's the best thing to do. You could try to hide in the jungle, but those balloon drones will probably find you. They'll probably see you. So find a cave. That's at 24:30, by the way. 29:15. Hey, Mothra is on a nearby island. And they call him he. This is a he Mothra. He's sleeping. So, not far away, Mothra, and nonstop singing. They just keep singing to him. Mothra, Mothra. Oh, actually, that's from another movie. Anyway.
But I just think he's so cute, though. He's so cute. You know, this is what I'm talking about. Everybody loves Mothra. He's so adorable. He looks like someone that could just put the light on and the lantern on. He
looks like he was rode hard and put up wet in this movie.
No, he looks so cute. Look at his eyes.
He looks rough. Look at him. He's on a bender.
Don't say it, General. He's sweet. He's misunderstood like all of them.
He's sweet and misunderstood. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. Since we brought this up again, I'm going to go off on Mothra here because I think of all the kaiju that have fought against Godzilla, Mothra is probably one of the most ineffective against Godzilla. And I'm sorry, it's a giant moth. Okay? Now, I've said this before, and I've had people come up to me and go, oh, well, Mothra symbolizes sacrifice. Oh, yeah, right. Good. But yes, if you put a giant moth against a giant lizard who can breathe, atomic fire, guess what? My money's on Gojira, every time. I think that the best representation of this was in 2001 when that Godzilla in a movie with Mothra and King Ghidorah and MKG and whatever the hell they want to call it. He's up against Mothra and he vaporizes Mothra in about 15 seconds. That's how it's going to be. I don't care if you give him, lasers out of his antennas. He's got bullets coming out of his butt, yellow poison powder out of his wings. He's not going to beat Godzilla. It ain't going to happen. So lately they've been teaming them up together. And here is Godzilla. We got our first glimpse of Godzilla at 31 minutes into the movie. It's a Godzilla movie. We don't see him for 31 minutes. And he's sleeping. So obviously this is a recurring theme in the movie. I guess it's kaiju hibernation season or something. So he's sleeping. So good start. Yeah, all the kaiju are sleeping. All right, here we got our gang, the people who are stranded on the island, and the girl with the knife. Nice use of camouflage. I just want to say they make their own little bush, and they're running around on the island and doing some pointless reconnaissance mission, going right into the Red Bamboo facility, which is very dangerous. For what? Yeah, who knows? But we find that the natives are still singing to Mothra at the 44-minute mark. So 15 minutes later, they're still singing to Mothra. Let's pull up that next slide. I'll show you the two little girls. Shobijin? Or not. These Godzilla films take a nap every once in a while. Just saying. Thank you, John. Thank you. You agree with me on this. There they are. Yeah, still singing to Mothra. So it's no wonder that this giant moth is still asleep. You just keep singing lullabies to it. At 52 minutes, they use lightning to revive Godzilla. Okay, now in King Kong versus Godzilla in 1962, that's another training film, we established that Godzilla doesn't like lightning. So good job ticking him off. Wake him up with some lightning. Zap him. That's good. He's going to be real happy when he wakes up. And here he is. He comes out of the mountain. He busts his way out of the cave. And for some reason, when he busts his way out of the cave, the heroes don't get boulders all over them. But anyway, is it just me, or does Godzilla here look a little Dr. Seussy? Is that an adjective, Dr. Seussy? Does he look kind of Muppety? There's another adjective that not sure if it's real or not. But yeah, he looks kind of strange in this, kind of childlike in this kaiju training film. And here we have the first showdown between Godzilla and Ebra, a giant monster, a giant lobster. Okay, the Big G, as I like to call him, has beaten King Ghidorah, one of the biggest, baddest space monsters, by this time already twice. So, fighting a giant lobster? Put my money again on Gojira. Godzilla. Now, he's heaving boulders at Ebra. Who does he think he is? King Kong? So now, actually, the story behind this, the true story behind this training film is that this was supposed to be a King Kong training film. It's true. And they decided that it would be too costly to get the rights to the King Kong character again. And they decided to make this a Godzilla movie, but there's a lot of King Kong behavior there with Godzilla, with the lightning and the throwing the boulders and stuff. And they ended up later doing King Kong Escapes, another kaiju film, training film, I'm hoping to show on this show. All right, now, Kumi Mizuno, she is pretending to, she's playing dead, is what she's doing here, because she's too close to Godzilla. She's very close to Godzilla. If you're close to a kaiju when he wakes up from hibernation and he's hungry, do not play dead. Okay? I don't care how beautiful you are, you're probably going to get eaten. I'm just saying. So, not a good idea. Best thing is to, make your way around rocks and get away from them. That's the best way, best thing to do. Now, we're showing this shot of the boat again because, have you noticed, there's no yellow scum all over this boat. It's just a continuity thing that just really peeved me. There is no yellow stuff anywhere on that boat. Okay, but it got to the island safely. I guess it was because Ibra was busy fighting Godzilla, I guess. So, then, gotta find my notes here. I got lost. Then we have a giant condor show up. Just as I thought Godzilla's adversaries couldn't get any weaker or lamer, they throw this giant condor, this turkey, into the mix. And of course, true to form, Godzilla roasts it with his atomic breath. Can you say rotisserie? So, dinner is served. And then an air jet attack. Now, I can tell you from experience that jet fighters just tick him off, okay? They just upset him. So, these guys ain't Top Gun, is what I'm saying. They're going to find out really fast that, you're just ticking them off by doing that. In these films, Godzilla takes a nap once in a while. We still got that message from John. I saw that message 10 minutes ago. All right, so Godzilla, because he's ticked off now, goes and attacks the red bamboo base. Should have called off that air attack when you had the chance. By the way, in that air attack, I don't know why the composer did it, but they were playing some really wonky music during that. What the heck is going on with that? And he looks like he's dancing. That's not funny. It's a training film, darn it. All right, so the composer. What's wrong with you? At 107, we find out how ill-equipped the Red Bamboo, and there's the two head guys from the Red Bamboo Army. The one with the eye patch is not the leader. It's the guy with a scared look on his face over to the right there. He's the leader. But the one on the left makes the call to evacuate the island because the guy on the right obviously is scared out of his pants when he sees Godzilla. Yeah. So he's the guy that makes the decision, the assistant, not the commander. At 1:11:30, an atomic bomb switch that looks like a thermos. Now there's a first. So if you were building an atomic bomb, would you make the push button look like a thermos? Seriously. All right, and just a minute later, at 1:12:30, the guy sets the bomb off, and then Godzilla steps on the building, and it crumbles down on top of him. You know, bad karma. And he says, can we bring up that next picture? I set the timer for 2 hours. Well, that's plenty of time. Wow, thank you for giving us all that time. 2 hours? Whatever happened to self-destruction in 5 minutes, 10 minutes? You know, that brings up a little more tension. But God, these guys got 2 hours to get off the island. Wow, you could just swim out into the ocean for 2 hours and be probably far enough away. So even 5 minutes later, the Red Bamboo Army boat's heading out to sea. I mean, they're heading out there. 1:19:30. Thank God, Mothra finally wakes up. And I'm sorry, look at him. There's a close-up here. He looks rough, doesn't he? He does. He looks really rough to me. Worn out and used. But hey, we only have 2 hours. So I hope he can make it to that island in time. That's barely enough time to make a giant net basket. And that would be the next picture, I think. Giant net basket. So that Mothra can pick you up and whisk you away. Yeah. Well, that's time enough for Godzilla to beat the barnacles off of Ebra. Yeah. And here we see Godzilla. He pulled off Ebra's claws, and he's clacking one of them at him. Ooh, that's cold, even for Godzilla. Wow. He's showing him who's boss, isn't he? So still looks Muppety to me. How would you dispatch Mothra? I'm asking the audience here. What would you do to kill this giant moth? What are your ideas? Again, we asked for audience participation. I'm speaking Japanese for our Japanese audience. How would you kill Mothra? Yes, plenty of time. 2 hours. We've got 2 hours to get off the island. From the time you parked your car to the time you watch this movie. And we're getting lots of good comments from John, but they're coming in late, I think. At a drive-in, I may have already moved my car. Giant bug zapper. I love it. That's one of my ideas. Build a giant light bulb or a giant bug zapper. That's perfect. That's perfect. How about a giant bug spray maser cannon? There you go. Really big zapper. Yes. That's exactly how you do that. A bunch of 60-watt light bulbs. No, one big giant light bulb. Like 1,000,000 watts. just plug it in and he's gone. He's history. He'll be flying around that thing and then zap. Yes, great minds. Wonderful. Awesome. Great ideas. Wonderful ideas. Again, there's very few ways you can kill Godzilla. They did it with an oxygen destroyer way back in the day. Oh, here's these knuckleheads. They're up in that basket. Mothra is whisking them away. And the numbskulls, they're yelling out to Godzilla, hey, get off the island. We could have killed Godzilla right here, right now, and that would have been it. That would have been the end of him. No more destroyed cities. But there he is. He's heard them somehow. Those little voices, he heard them. We are here, we are here, we are here. And he does a cannonball off the side of the island, right into the ocean, gets away from the bomb, right at the 2-hour mark. And look at them, they're laughing about it. They're like, we saved Godzilla, now he's going to kill cities and puppies and kitties. And yes, there it is. So he's going to maim and kill again. Now I ask you, seeing that explosion there, that the whole island was obliterated, do you think Godzilla would have been killed if he had stayed on the island? There you go. Let's right on top of Mothra. Come on, build a saddle. You got 2 hours. Ride that moth. Hey, if the Shobijin can do it, the tiny little twins, hey, why not? Until he poops in the pool. But do you think that this would have killed Godzilla? Do you think this atomic bomb destroying the whole island would have killed Godzilla? I don't think so either. He's just too hard to kill. Again, the one time they did the oxygen destroyer, that killed him. And then in the 2001 movie that I spoke about earlier, yeah, a guy got swallowed in a sub that had a big drill on the front of it. He drilled through Godzilla's neck and popped out. And then Godzilla tried to do his atomic breath, and boom, it blew his head off. That was a great ending. So hopefully we can get that training film later for you to watch. But that's the timeline for the movie. Godzilla versus the sea monster. I'm going to bring Major Hazzard back, and we're going to talk to our audience.
Reporting for duty.
Wow, your mic's a little hot there.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. Those tech gremlins even got into the physical.
And I'm sure the audience members are saying Major Millie is hot.
Well, I used to be if I wasn't wearing all this falderal and getting all this tech gremlin battling stuff. So, okay. I used to be, but thank you, General. Generally, I'm very attractive generally.
Generally to the general. Greg brings up an interesting point. Atomic explosions made Godzilla what he is. So he might have soaked up some of that atomic radiation and it became even worse. So that's also possible, that it could have actually made him worse than he is. This movie was preceded by Godzilla versus Monster Zero, which is also called Invasion of the Astro Monster, where he and Rodan kicked King Ghidorah's butt.
I love Rodan. I think Rodan is amazing.
Yeah. He's a giant pterodactyl. Pterodactyl?
I want to ask if you could tell everybody what we're doing next week.
Next week, I mentioned this at the very beginning of the show. We're going to be talking Atom Age zombies, The Walking Dead. We're going back and doing the original 1968 Night of the Living Dead.
That's my favorite. I just love it. I love everything about it.
And I'm going to send links with the ads that we do for the show. I'm going to send links to the black and white version and the colorized version of the movie. Both of them are on YouTube. So you can watch the training film before we have our discussion next week. And again, we're going to talk about zombies, the best way to kill Atom Age zombies. Here's the thing, is they don't really call them zombies in the George Romero movies. That was just kind of something the fans did. They're the Walking Dead, basically, is what they are. They're the undead. They eat people. They're flesh eaters. And we're going to talk about them next week. Because that was the movie that actually took zombies, which were kind of a Haiti, third world country kind of thing, and turned them into these Atom Age, cannibals. So, but it is such a phenomena today. I mean, they even have the government even has, I mentioned this last week, a website you can go to that tells you how to protect yourself from zombies. And I actually had a hand in that. So, in creating that. So, yeah. So let me, do I have the Godzilla from this?
Show him Godzilla, General. Show him Godzilla.
Yeah. I'm knocking stuff over here. I've got too much stuff on the shelf here. This is basically the Godzilla from Godzilla versus the Sea Monster. And, oh, jeez. I should have had these ready. Oh, go back. And this is Ebra. So, if you wanted to see what he looks like underneath or on top, there he is. Just received this week, actually. This is a new representation. Nice sculpt. So, those are our two main monsters from this movie. Of course, we have Mothra and the Giant Condor. I don't have the Giant Condor up here. So I don't think they offer that. A company called Bandai does these figures. Bandai figures. So again, we're looking forward to next week. Any other comments for this week? As far as killing Godzilla, a giant condor, a giant lobster. Again, we want your opinion. We want your ideas, your thoughts on these things. Did you enjoy watching the training film? That's what we're here to establish. Oh my God, Godzilla! It's like kind of a Australian thing. Oh my God, Godzilla! Which brings to mind another character who attacks Australia from time to time, Zilla, which is not really Godzilla. So, but there he is. It's another version of Godzilla from the 1998 movie, Matthew Broderick in America, and the fans didn't really like this character being called Godzilla. They called him Gyno, which means Godzilla in name only. And then he became Zilla, and actually fought Godzilla in 2004 in Godzilla Wars in Australia. So there you have it. More than one Godzilla out there. One of these days, we're going to watch the training film Son of Godzilla, where you will see this Godzilla, which has a smaller head and a smaller snout. And, of course, Manila, or Mina, some people call him. And this is his mother. I firmly believe this. This is my theory, that this is actually Godzilla's mother. And the other Godzilla, this Godzilla, is his father. That's my theory. And I'm sticking to it. So there are more than one Godzilla out there. It's true. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of General Howitzer's Big Monster Briefing Room. And it wasn't a horrible movie, but they did change his look too much. Again, this supports my theory that there's more than one Godzilla out there. The Godzilla in the first four movies kind of changed. The look changed from movie to movie, and again, there's some adaptation. I believe there's some what do they call that? Evolution. But in some cases, I think it's just another Godzilla. Yeah, and I firmly believe that the Godzilla from the early '70s movies, like Megalon and Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, which is behind me on the shelf there. You can see him. And Terror of Mechagodzilla. I think that's Minya from the late 60s movies all grown up. That's my theory. So, again, there's more than one out there. And we enjoy watching the training films. And hopefully, again, you'll keep watching General Howitzer's Big Monster Briefing Room when we go through other training films and discuss other kinds of monsters. We've got a lot of good things coming up in the near future. Again, next week, Night of the Living Dead. And they got busy. That's right. That's how Minya was born. That's how that egg came out. Minya was born from an egg. So, thank you very much for joining us. Again, let's bring Major Millie Hazzard out. Major
Hi, everybody.
Hazzard.
I hope you liked. I hope you learned a lot about big monsters and what we should do about Mothra and Godzilla and all these other things. And next week, we're going to learn about zombies. So we're just keeping this. We're keeping the world
Dead.
more. Well, we're keeping the world safe. And I want to say thank you, General, for your service once again.
It's my pleasure. Have a good night, folks.
Good night, everybody. Stick around for No Icing with Treats coming up at like 7:30 Eastern today.